Let's just dive right into this explainer. Imagine trying to fit an entire alien invasion, literally going from a completely normal day to a massive, triumphant human counterattack, all in the time it takes you to microwave your morning coffee. Sounds impossible, right? Well, in an era where shorts and TikTok absolutely demand our attention in mere moments, mastering the 60-second narrative is a crucial skill. So today, we're going to break down exactly how storytellers pack a complete, emotionally resonant sci-fi epic into just 1 minute of script with Defiance in the Shadow of the Stars.
To kick things off, let's just look at the sheer velocity of this pacing. At 0 seconds, everything's normal. By second 6, boom, alien ships appear. Just 10 seconds later, it's absolute chaos. We get a military response arriving at second 26, an intense counterattack at 41, and by second 56, we're already looking at a sunrise and a resolution. It is a literal masterclass in compressed storytelling. I mean, we're going from everyday life to an interplanetary war in under a minute.
To truly understand how they pull off this magic trick, we're going to break the script down into 4 key structural acts: shattering a normal day, the sudden alien assault, humanity unites and fights, and finally, the war just began.
Act 1 is shattering a normal day. Subtitle, The Art of the Setup, covering the first 15 seconds of the script. So let's look at this setup. This brilliantly illustrates the jarring juxtaposition the writers use. For the first 5 seconds, we get, quote, busy city. People are walking, driving, shopping, and working. It's incredibly mundane. But then, fast forward just a few seconds, and we hit alien ships fire energy blasts, buildings shake, people run in panic. Slamming that peaceful scene directly into an apocalyptic one maximizes the shock value right out of the gate.
And notice how the narrator wastes absolutely 0 time here. The opening line is literally, "It was just another normal day. The city was full of life, and nobody expected what was about to happen." By dropping that ominous hint in the very first breath, the writer plants this massive seed of dramatic irony. We instantly know a threat is imminent, even while the characters are blissfully walking around unaware.
Now, let's talk about efficiency. It takes exactly 9 seconds to completely shatter the character's reality. Between seconds 6 and 15, dark clouds suddenly roll in. These giant alien spaceships emerge, and the dialogue shifts to pure panic. We hear citizens shouting things like, "What are those things in the sky?" and "This can't be real." The narrator then steps right back in to confirm the terrifying scope of the threat. These unwarned ships are above every major city on Earth.
That brings us to Act 2, The Sudden Alien Assault. Subtitle, The Conflict Ignites, covering seconds 16 through 25.
This is where the actual rhythm of the script changes through a massive pacing shift. You can feel the sudden transition from descriptive world-building to these rapid, aggressive action verbs, words like fire, shake, and run. These short, punchy verbs are designed to simulate absolute panic. They're practically mimicking the rising heartbeat of the terrified citizens right there on the page.
Right in the middle of all that visceral, visual destruction, the narrator returns with this line: "The aliens launched a sudden attack. Chaos spread everywhere as people struggled to escape." This is so important because it isn't just about cool laser beams and explosions. Using a word like struggled bridges the physical destruction with the raw emotional toll. It grounds this massive sci-fi spectacle in genuine human terror.
Moving on to Act 3, Humanity Unites and Fights. Subtitle, The Climax, running from second 26 all the way to 55.
Right before the counterattack begins, the writers use the alien commander to intentionally push the dramatic stakes to their absolute peak. He delivers this super arrogant declaration: "Earth is now under our control. Resistance is useless." For that split second, humanity really does look completely doomed.
But then we get an immediate defiant counterpunch. The military arrives, and the military leader shouts, "All units, defend the city. Do not let them advance." It's a brilliant pivot. In just a matter of seconds, the script drags us from total victimization straight into active empowerment as soldiers and civilians step up to fight back. Let's break down that sequence, because the rapid escalation of resistance is choreographed perfectly in 3 steps. Step 1. Military forces arrive on the scene and soldiers immediately take defensive positions. Step 2. Jets fly overhead and actively attack the alien ships. And Step 3. The real turning point. Human weapons actually work, successfully destroying several alien craft. It shows humanity organizing, striking back, and proving their resilience in real time. And here is the exact moment the power dynamic completely flips.
The alien commander, who literally just boasted about having total control, suddenly has to admit humans are stronger than expected. Capitalizing on that shock, the military leader yells, "Keep pushing! This is our world!" With just 2 lines of dialogue, the writer entirely reverses the status of the two factions. The invaders are suddenly on their heels.
Finally, Act 4, The War Just Began. Subtitle, The Resolution, covering those last thrilling seconds from point 56 to 1 minute.
When you only have 60 seconds, every single element has to pull its weight, and the scene directions here do a ton of heavy lifting. Notice the visual cues of hope and defiance. We get a lighting shift as a literal sunrise breaks through the dark battle. The damaged city reminds us of the heavy stakes, but look at the character blocking. The survivors are standing together, not running. The writer uses the sunrise and this unified stance to visually symbolize hope right in the middle of all that rubble.
To drive that feeling home, the narrator steps in one last time, saying, "Against all odds, humanity stood united. The battle was won, but the war for Earth had only just begun." Honestly, it's the perfect summary. It resolves the immediate 60-second battle while simultaneously blowing the doors wide open on the scope of the universe.
And then, the script officially closes with those 3 iconic, agonizing words, "To be continued." It's a classic move, promising us that this entire 60-second adrenaline rush was really just the prologue to a much, much larger epic.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. But since this brilliantly paced script leaves us hanging right on the edge of our seats, I really want you to put on your writer's hat for a second. The battle was won in just 60 seconds, but with the war for Earth only just beginning, what do you think humanity's next strategic move will be? I highly encourage you to imagine what happens in minute 2. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It just goes to show how powerful storytelling can be, even when you only have 60 seconds.